Smart contracts and blockchains are absolutely fantastic. They're giving us a way to access decentralized financial applications, transfer value all across the world in a decentralized, distributed, permissionless way. However, according to the secret network, there's one key that's missing for mass adoption, and that is privacy. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the secret network and how they're bringing privacy to smart contracts and to the blockchain by default. Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Robert with Altcoin Buzz, and in today's video we are talking all about the secret network. Now, I want to give a little bit of history and background first and explain why this need for privacy is so prevalent, especially when we talk about blockchains. Now, if you remember when Bitcoin first came out, everyone was thinking that, oh, Bitcoin's untraceable, it's completely private, it's anonymous, it's being used by criminals. But as time went on, the technology improved, and we got to the point where Bitcoin is traceable, where they're able to do it, and indeed, certain companies are actually designed specifically for the purpose of trying to figure out who is the real-world identity behind a cryptocurrency transaction. On top of that, cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, the need for privacy is even more important than with traditional assets, because let's suppose you're talking to your bank. Maybe they delete your bank statements, your transactions after a year or 5 years. Same with your telephone records. Maybe those are deleted after 2 or 3 years. When we're talking about the blockchain, remember that the blockchain is a distributed, immutable public ledger. So any transactions that you make on the blockchain live in perpetuity as long as that blockchain goes. So your transactions on the blockchain could live for decades. So with that being said, it's incredibly important that sensitive information has a way of being private, secure, and anonymous, which is what the secret network brings to the existing smart contract, to the existing blockchain infrastructure. According to their website, Secret Network is a first-of-its-kind open-source blockchain that provides data privacy by default. So they go on to say that blockchains have the promise to create an open and sustainable internet. However, they do have that one flaw, which is that they're exposing user data to everyone. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, I don't have anything to hide, it's no big deal, but we always have to think about information security, InfoSec, as you will. And information security is very important because even if you're not doing anything illicit, even if you're not doing anything wrong, let's suppose that there's a decentralized version of Uber. Would you want someone knowing everywhere that you've went, where your addresses are, everywhere you visited? You might just be going to the grocery store or the gym, but there's still a fundamental need for privacy that many people have, especially with these details of their life that they don't want getting out there in the public. And Secret is a decentralized network that's finally trying to solve this problem. So when we talk about this, there's immediately a couple applications that could come to mind. Obviously, decentralized finance. You don't necessarily want everyone knowing how much wealth you have, especially depending if you're not in that secure area of the world. Simply people knowing that you have a lot of money could make you a target. Even if your money is completely legitimate, even if everything you're doing is completely legal, you still don't want to make yourself a target. Obviously, any kind of data sharing, specifically with the healthcare industry, as healthcare starts to think about perhaps putting data on chain using blockchains. Again, this is a situation where you don't want your healthcare information to be made publicly available, especially if that information is going to live forever on a public blockchain. So that's a little bit of the reason why privacy is important, why it matters. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into how Secret operates, how it actually implements this privacy. So basically, the Secret network is a decentralized network of computers. They're going to call them secret nodes that utilize trusted execution environments to ensure secure private communication over encrypted data. These trusted execution environments kind of function like a black box for data processing, and they are utilized in all types of everyday platforms such as smart games and video game consoles. So if we think of smart contracts, existing smart contracts in Ethereum, for example, might be created with the Solidity programming language. They take a variety of inputs, they deliver a variety of outputs. With Secret and with these trusted execution environments, we're able to take not just normal inputs, but we're actually able to take encrypted inputs and deliver encrypted outputs. So what we're doing is we're kind of combining the functionality of Ethereum of those smart contracts with some of the privacy coins that you may have heard of, such as Monero or Ghost or something like that. We're fusing this ability to use smart contracts, to do Web 3.0, to do this programmable smart contracting language, and we're taking that and we're combining it with privacy to give everyone a better user experience as well as protecting their data. So just before we move on and actually start talking about how you can begin to use the secret network, I just wanted to go over this little graph here and show you a little kind of an overview of how this works. So basically with these encrypted inputs, the user will send encrypted data and the validators perform these computations. Then it is included into the blockchain. For those of you that are interested in it, just a point of note, it is built using Tendermint, Cosmos SDK, and the programming language is Rust. Obviously, I'm not a programmer, but it is a difference. It's interesting to note that it is built on that Tendermint and it uses Rust, whereas things like Ethereum obviously will be using Solidity. So with that being said, what does Secret Network actually offer? It's great to talk about privacy, it's great to think about it, but what does it actually offer in practice and how can you get started? The first entry point into the Secret Network is by downloading the Keplr extension. So you can simply go to the Chrome Web Store and go ahead and install that, add it to Brave. And while we're waiting, one thing that I think is really neat about this is that Keplr is a browser extension, obviously, but it's for an inter-blockchain system. So as we go down here, we can see that it supports more than just one blockchain. It supports quite a few, and it looks like it's been added to Brave for us. So let's go ahead and click our little puzzle piece. We will pin this and we'll go ahead and open it up and see what we can get started with. Alright, so we do not currently have an account. So we're going to go through the basics of creating an account here, which every time we create a wallet, what do I always say? I always say, remember, write your 12 words down, because this is something that once you lose funds once, you will become adamant about making sure that you always write them down. So we're going to go ahead and create a new account. And it's going to give us our mnemonic seed. Now, obviously, this is just a test video, a demo video. I would never want to show this. And we've written those words down, so let's just go ahead and enter our account name, a new password, and then confirm that password. And we'll click next. And it's going to ask us to put these words back in order. And with that, we will go ahead and register. It will create our wallet for us. Alright, so we can log back in, and then one thing I was trying to tell you all before it cut me off is that it actually does support more than one network. So we've got Cosmos, we've got Kava, we've got Secret, we've got a couple others. To be honest, I'm not very familiar with the rest of these, but I've definitely heard of Cosmos, Kava, and Secret, which is obviously the network that we will be operating on for this video. Alrighty, so you've got everything downloaded, you've got it set up, you've got it installed, you've written down your seed phrase. Now you're ready to actually get started interacting with and using the Secret Network. The first thing you're going to want to do is get your hands on some Secret. Now, you can get this on Binance. However, as a US resident, I do not have access to Binance. On top of that, CoinGecko is usually really good for pointing out different exchanges where you can get some of these things. And unfortunately, the way it is right now, I also do not have access to MXC. So we're going to do this video the best we can. We're still going to take a look, an overview at some of the features here, and I'll also be referencing an article that is on our website that you can check out if you want a more detailed step-by-step walkthrough of how to do this. So the first thing that you'll want to do is there's really 2 to 3 main suites that I want to show you within the Secret Network. The first of these is your Keplr Wallet dashboard. So if you go to wallet.keplr.app, you'll be taken to your dashboard. And this is kind of just an expanded, a larger version of your Keplr wallet. So when you're in this dashboard, you can see you have access to a variety of different blockchain suites, Cosmos, Kava, Secret, a whole bunch of different options there for you. If you're not able to buy crypto, you also have the option of receiving or sending that crypto. So if I wanted to deposit Secret into my wallet, I would simply use my public key, and that's how someone could send me Secret. I also have the ability to send. Obviously, I would need Secret tokens in my wallet to send. And then I have the ability to stake and begin earning that interest, those rewards. Going further into the dashboard and kind of taking a look at more of the in-depth features, what we can see is we've got the ability to stake. Now, one thing that I do want to say with staking is that the Secret Network is secured by validators. Remember that we're talking about it being built on that Cosmos SDK, the Tendermint, so it is going to be a proof-of-stake cryptocurrency. As a result of that, we are securing the network not so much by mining as we are validators and proof-of-stake. Now, even if you're not a validator, you can still contribute and you can delegate to support a validator. Now, as a portion of this, you can lock up your assets. However, keep in mind that it will be a period of 21 days. So I always tell people when they're considering staking, whether it's on the Binance staking, whether it's here, make sure that you're not going to need these funds right away because they are going to be locked up for a certain period of time. On top of that, we've got the governance module, so we can see all the different proposals that are being passed, that are being denied, that are being voted on by the community. Okay, so as we continue going, there's one more feature that I do want to show you, but I didn't mention it up front because I figured it might confuse a lot of people. When we talk about privacy and security on Secret, we have to kind of put things in perspective because they do have the secret token and they do have these secret contracts. However, their secret token itself is not secret. So if you want the secret token, you have to go from secret to secret. And the reason for that is because the secret network is built on this concept of programmable privacy. So there are some transactions where we might not need them to be private, and in fact, we might not want them to be private. So it gives you both options, and I didn't want to mention that at the beginning, like I said, because people get confused. But secret is the native token, the underlying token. If you want to convert to that private form, you have to actually get secret. And the way that you do that is by going to secret here on your dashboard and simply converting. So if we had 10, 100, however much we wanted to convert, we could convert from secret to secret, or we convert back from secret to normal secret. So that's just a way of doing this. And what you can see when we click on this is that it automatically brings up our token wallet. It tells us what we're converting and it gives us kind of the details here. So let's just suppose that I'm going to convert 10 and I'm going to submit this transaction. It is going to reject me because obviously I don't have any secret, but I do want you to take a look at this, and this is something important to note. Secret Network is its own blockchain. Yes, it's designed to interact with and be interoperable with other blockchains. However, it's its own blockchain. As we can see here, the transaction fees about anywhere from 4 cents up to a high of 12 cents, depending on how much gas we want to spend. So that is something to know, that once you transfer your funds onto the secret network, you are operating on that other blockchain. You are interacting with those lower fees. So that's a little bit of what I wanted to show you directly within the secret dashboard. Obviously, we do have the ability to stake. We also have within the Keplr Wallet the ability to stake there as well. And what we can see is that we're earning up to about 31.93% per year. So overall, not that bad, pretty cool. The second suite of applications that I wanted to cover with the secret network is specifically called Secret Finance. Now, Secret Finance does have a variety of things that can help you get from Ethereum, from other ecosystems, into the secret network. So the first thing here that they've got is a bridge. And this is simply a bridge that allows us to transfer Ethereum or ERC20 assets from that Ethereum blockchain onto the secret network. So let's suppose right now I've already connected my MetaMask. Let's suppose that I want to convert 1 ETH. And one thing I've noticed is I can convert 1.5 ETH, but I can't enter the amount to go half an ETH. So what it looks like to me, at least from me looking at this dashboard, you do have to convert at least 1. So keep that in mind. Obviously, that's a lot. If we switch over to another type of ERC20 as well, we can convert Tether, we can convert a variety of different assets. So the minimum to Tether to convert is 1. And what that's going to do is it's going to convert from Ethereum. It's basically going to lock it into a smart contract, kind of freeze that asset, and then it's going to mint the corresponding asset on the secret blockchain. So let's enter our destination secret address, and we can simply click my address. I know that's there, it works, but I always do like to check simply because I don't want to lose any funds. We go over here to deposit and we can check that that public key does indeed line up with 6 Yankee 2. 6 Yankee 2, we go ahead and click continue. Now, here's the thing. If this is the first time you're saying this token, you will be prompted to sign 2 transactions. Right now, obviously, I don't have to tell anyone Ethereum gas fees are obviously insane at the moment. I'm not going to spend $50 to do a $1 transfer. However, if you are transferring a larger amount of funds, it may be a little bit more cost effective for you as well. In addition to that, you have the option of flipping back, going the other direction. So let's say you transfer in from Ethereum, you operate on the secret network for a while, and then you need to kind of cash out, you need to use some Ethereum DeFi product. You can do that simply by converting in the other direction, going from that secret Tether to Ethereum address. And obviously, again, use my address. You want to make sure that all of that lines up. So yes, there are a variety of different assets that you can change to, but what are these? So they've got Link, Wrapped Bitcoin, they've got Ocean, Uni, Aave, a variety of different assets, DAI, Tether, a couple stable coins. That's always a good thing to see. So they've got quite a few different assets that you can use within Secret, kind of those, I don't want to call them wrapped assets really because they're operating on their own blockchain, but it's kind of the same thing. Binance Smart Chain, you can take an asset from one chain, create an equivalent asset on a separate chain. So total value locked right now is, we'll call that $88 million. What you can see is that it gives you a breakdown, different assets, how much is locked onto the different protocols. Now, the cool thing about this is that once we convert, let's suppose we convert from Ethereum to that secret Ethereum, or we convert from that Tether to that secret Tether, what we can see is that we have the ability to earn kind of using decentralized finance here on the secret chain. So with DAI stablecoin, we're looking at about a 14% APY, wrapped Bitcoin 94%, Uniswap 8%, Aave 55%. So obviously, I always like to tell people there is no kind of financial advice given here. However, that's pretty cool. It's something to look at, obviously something to consider if you want to interact with this protocol, as well as preserving your privacy. And just as we can convert from one chain to another, we can also convert from one token to each other. So we've got secret finance here, and we have the ability to convert between different assets. So let's suppose, and again, I am a US user, I can't directly buy Secret, but let's suppose I really wanted to interact with the Secret protocol. What I could do is I could get traditional Ethereum, I could use that bridge, I can convert it to secret Ethereum, and then I could convert that secret Ethereum into secret. I could then convert that secret back into normal secret. So there's always workarounds with everything. That's the good thing with DeFi. It all comes down to how much you want to interact with the protocol, what you're willing to pay in terms of transaction costs, and how many steps that you are wanting to go through. So one of the things that I always like about doing these videos with Altcoin Buzz is that we really try to take a look at protocols that are up and coming. And that means on one hand, we look for protocols that do have some features, that do have kind of an established history going forward, but we're also looking at protocols and projects that also have a lot more on the horizon, a lot more room to go. So one of the things that has not been launched yet, however, that is being planned to be launched in April, is something called Sienna. Now, Sienna is something that I'm really excited about because it's a privacy-first, decentralized financing platform where you can privately swap, lend, and convert ERC20 tokens into their private equivalent. So think about all this functionality of DeFi on Ethereum, right? And I know we've got Binance Smart Chain, which solves some issues, right? It helps lower that gas, but think about having all of those features, but now we're doing it in a private way, right? So again, going back to that issue, if you're a high net worth individual, if you're someone even just of moderate means, simply people knowing that you have a lot of wealth, that can put you at a risk, right? So the ability to have that kind of privacy, specifically with accessing decentralized finance, that's the real promise, in my opinion, of the secret network. It's that ability to take all of those great smart contracts, to take all of that DeFi, to combine permissionless, decentralized, and distributed, and wrap that all in a layer of privacy that protects you, that protects your assets. So I know that was a very brief overview of the secret network. I know we kind of ran into some roadblocks, me being a US user, not being able to get access to that secret. However, I hope that you were able to still understand the process. I hope you were able to understand a little bit of the goals, the ideas behind the secret network, and decide if it's something that you may or may not be interested in. As always, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it useful. If there's anything else you all want us to cover, be sure to leave it in the comments below. We like hearing your suggestions. We like hearing your feedback. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.